Hello and welcome to my channel. I have another question today, and the question is, how old is God? Age is a number that represents a span from beginning to end. In order to determine age, there must be a beginning. Human beings count age beginning with our birthdays. The moment a baby is born, we start counting. It has been 7 days since he was born, we say, so he is 1 week old, 2 months old, 4 months old. The time of a person's lifespan always begins at the day of his or her birth. God did not have a beginning, therefore we cannot assign him an age. He is outside of time, so the question how old is God is a non sequitur. God created time as a part of this universe to mark the passing of seasons and years for us, but he is not subject to time. In the New Testament, he describes himself as the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Alpha is the beginning letter of the Greek alphabet, and Omega is the last. In the Old Testament, the Lord describes himself as the first and the last. God is saying that he is always present at all times. There is no past, no future with God. Everything is as though it were occurring right now. That's hard for us to comprehend since we are so bound by time. When God identified himself to Moses for the first time, he said his name was I am who I am. From those Hebrew words we extract the more familiar name for God, Yahweh. By saying that his name was I am, God was teaching Moses that he was incomparable to any other. He is above, beyond, and all-encompassing. Time cannot confine or define God. In revealing his name, God made a statement of his own self-sufficiency, self-existence, and immediate presence. God always has been and always will be. He has no beginning and will have no end. Asking how old is God is an example of a category mistake, imputing a quality to something that properly belongs only to things of another category. Other category mistakes are evident in questions such as how long has this gravel been dead? It was never alive. And what does the color orange sound like? Colors are not sensed audibly. The question how old is God assumes that God should be categorized by having age, but he is timeless and does not belong in the same category as things subject to time. Jesus had a physical birth on earth around year 5 BC, but that was simply the incarnation of the eternal Son of God, who exists outside of time. The Lord existed before his physical incarnation. In fact, the Bible says the earth was created by him and through him. Before Abraham was born, Jesus said, I am. In short, God does not have an age. He is timeless. He is eternal. He holds the universe together, and without him nothing would exist. If God had an age, that would mean he had a beginning, and there was a time when there was no God. And such a thing is impossible, because God has always been. We can trust that he will always be, and the future is secure for those who put their trust in him. Thank you for listening to this question, and I'll see you next time.